Have to avoid this mistake when writing insights. This is a mistake strategists often encounter in the beginning of their career. When I was starting in strategy, any fact from a client or a colleague said in a meeting room would often be called an insight. Everyone's head is nodding along, so that should be an insight, right? Wrong. 9 times out of 10, it would not pass the test for what an insight is. In this video, you're going to learn the 3-step process to ensure you never use the word insight in the wrong way. Insight is a term commonly used in advertising. We often blurt it out casually in a meeting room or when the client gives the creatives a new brief. See this example for Pampers? Mothers have never been busier than they are now. But wait, is this actually an insight? An insight is not just a fact that you and your colleagues agree upon in the research phase. An insight is a revelatory truth that makes you look at the problem in a new way. It's a statement that you might have always known is true, but will give an aha moment once you hear it. It sparks a wire in your brain that changes your perspective. So going back to the Pampers example, can we say it's an insight? I don't think so. In this video, I'm going to teach you how to validate an insight, like how we do it in the Strategy Finishing School, where I give a classical training to over 4,000 strategists from the best companies in the world, like Google, Facebook, Ogilvy, Disney, and more. The Insight module is a full chapter in the course, different examples of how to formulate insights leading to great strategy work. However, we're going to just have a sneak peek at how I go about validating insights with examples from PlayStation, Adidas, and Virgin Australia. I'm going to reveal the insight for Pampers in this video, so watch to the end. The first thing we want to do is define what an insight is. It is a revelatory truth that flips the way you look at a problem. It unlocks the brief of any project, bridging the gap between the problem and the solution. Let's look at PlayStation 4's campaign to see what the insight looks like and explain it in greater detail. When I was working at BBH, we came out with a campaign for PS4, which was Greatness Awaits, helping relaunch PlayStation to be the #1 selling gaming console in the world. A lot of gamers were feeling like their wins were less compared to real-life sports. It's a cultural thing. Gamers were seen as geeks, athletes were admired and cheered for. PlayStation's idea platform for creative work heavily revolves around greatness, and behind the Greatness Awaits campaign sat their very simple insight. The emotion you feel winning FIFA 21 on PlayStation 4 is as real as when you win your indoor soccer league. This was a revelatory truth. It validated their wins and helped them see that PlayStation unlocks their greatness despite what society says. The insight that we're looking for in advertising needs to be an unlock between the consumer problem and the strategy and solution. It either reframes or solves the problem. We can break this down with an example from Adidas. Their consumers have this problem. 88% of UA women feel uncomfortable in their swimwear. Adidas wanted to showcase their inclusive bikini line that allows women to swim in public without judgment. This is the solution. What would be the insight in between the two? Swimwear is judged when you're outside the water, but underwater, you're free from judgment. This led to the great strategy behind their Beyond the Surface campaign. This is how their strategy looks like. For the second key piece of an insight, a revelatory truth, keep this in mind. Every insight is a truth, but not every truth is revelatory. Let's have an example from Virgin Australia to put this in more context. What's something true about airlines? Flyers hate getting the middle seat. Yep, that's true. But is it revelatory? No. Let's go to another level for this statement. Dig deeper into the consumer's thoughts on why they hate the middle seat. Aha. Unassigned flyers rely on random chance for seating, and getting the middle seat feels like losing, like the lottery. And this is the insight behind Virgin Australia's middle seat lottery campaign. Instead of feeling a sense of loss when flyers get the middle seat, they are rewarded with a chance of winning wonderful prizes, including flights to Tokyo, a sea-to-sky adventure through Tangalooma Island, or even a North Queensland getaway. Getting the middle seat isn't so bad after all. Here's what Virgin Australia's strategy on a page looks like. Strategy on a page is the framework I teach in the Strategy Finishing School to help members write sharper strategies. It's a great tool to include all the key pieces from the business problem and goal, consumer problem and goal, single-minded proposition, and the insight that connects everything all together. If you want to learn more, I'll put a link in the description below. Going back to the Pampers insight, mothers have never been busier than they are now. You've probably known by this time that we should cross this out as the insight because number one, it's not a revelatory truth. The consumers have heard it before. Number two, it does not solve or reframe the problem. And number three, it did not trigger a bigger reaction when we heard it. Let's transform this into a revelatory truth. What we want to do is look for an unexpected opinion through customer reviews, subreddit, or editorial pieces. And we can even use AI. Just make sure to ask the right questions. List as many statements as you can and see if one bucks a common narrative. If it does, you're onto something for sure. Then imagine what your reaction will be when you hear them. Something plainly true would probably just make you nod your head and think, yeah, that's true. A revelatory truth, on the other hand, would invoke a bigger reaction. Like an artist would say, ah, a scientist would say, aha, or a comedian would chuckle, ha. Use the 5 cognitive attributes to an insight to measure the reaction. First, get to an impasse. You need to have a problem that needs a solution. Then you gradually understand it, and this is where the insight kicks in. With that information, there should be a quick and surprising reaction that will reframe the perspective on the problem. Finally, there should be certainty. This is where the truth piece comes in, and it should be a pleasant reaction in relation to the problem. Just take note that these cognitive attributes can only be validated by the problem solver, not the experimenter. We need to make sure that the target audience really has the problem to begin with. Some common reactions from consumers would be along the lines of, I'd never thought of it that way. Huh, that's so smart. I get it now. I feel like a light bulb just switched on. Or everything suddenly makes sense. We're looking for these words and reactions from them when formulating insights. And we now reveal that the Pampers insight is, when a baby gives that faraway stare, it strikes fear into an unprepared parent. Let's break it down into the 2 key pieces. So the problem here is that parents don't feel confident when they're outside with the baby. They make a mess multiple times a day, and it's quite a hassle for you and the baby when you're not prepared. The revelatory truth is all about that look babies give away when they're doing their business. If you're a parent like myself, you've probably seen that look, and it's scary if you haven't been prepared for it. But with Pampers baby wipes, as soon as parents see that look on their baby's face, they just need to have some wipes on hand, and there's no need to fear. The insight sparks a visual that will make you chuckle and look at the problem differently. A new way of looking at the situation. Let's watch the spot to see what Pampers unlocked with that insight. Want to become a certified strategist? One of the great things about the Strategy Finishing School is that we offer a certificate for those who pass the Strategy Fundamentals chapter. Learn the frameworks, documents, and templates that will help you land strategy roles at your dream companies. At the same time, you can add the Strategy Finishing School certificate to your strategy portfolio and have a striking impression on your next clients. I also have free workshops to introduce you to more of my strategy content. All the links discussed in this video are in the description below. You can sign up right now.